It's taking a sec for me. Good day, everyone, and welcome to Fueled Up, the talk show for people who are living a kick-ass life, no matter what obstacles are getting in their way. I am so happy to be here and talking to my dear friend, who I think is one of the kick-assiest people I know. At least we have a lot of fun when we're together out at community events. And it is Will Bruens, or I love his title better, Will the Conjurer. He's amazing. He is the owner of the Art of Magic Services, and he's just going to be telling us a little bit about how he's still staying positive with all these shifts when he's like me, a total brute person, and how he's just kind of shifted and made the best of what we're going through right now. Take it away, Will.
Okay, where do you want me to start, Zandra?
How are you doing, first of all?
Excellent. And by the way, you're looking as beautiful as always. You keep getting better, so I don't know what what kind of vitamins you're on, but you seem to look better every year, so that's good. So we need some of whatever you have.
You are too sweet. You know, it's kind of like one of those old Disney fairy tales or something. I'm probably like the Wicked Witch that's living off of everybody else's life force. So
or energy form, yeah.
Try to be, right? So, but yeah, I love everything about you, Will. And I know that we've crossed paths so many times at community events with you wowing the audience with magic or DJing and making me sound super fab as an MC. So I just want you to share what's been your journey getting you to today. And I don't care if it was you being inspired at 6 years old watching old-timey magic, but tell me, what's been your journey up to the become William the Conjurer?
Well, actually, I started our first magic show I went to was David Copperfield when I was 8 years old in the Jubilee Auditorium in Edmonton, which is where I'm from. And he had a lot of pretty girls, and his job looked interesting, and I thought, do you have to have a lot of education to do that job? And so that kind of got me hooked. And then there was a magic shop in Edmonton on Jasper Ave called Willard's House of Magic. And this guy, he looked like a magician. He had his eyebrows trained that they swung out, and I asked him, are those real? You know, and the goatee and the suit and he was the poster child, you know. And I just kept buying stuff from there over the years, and started doing daycares at $50 a show, right? And by the time I was a teenager, I was doing about 3 every Saturday. So I was making about $150 a day doing magic shows when I was a young kid, around 11. And after that, I got a job in a magic shop. So I worked in a magic shop in West Edmonton Mall as an older teenager. So that's kind of what started it. And then I moved to Prince George. Thought, well, it's a small town. There's probably not a demographic to make a living here. And then I found out when I went to Community Futures, which, by the way, they helped me a lot. And they helped me do a business plan. And I found out in 2007 that 50% of Prince George was 14 years old and under. So the demographic. So then I thought, well, that's actually a lot of young people. So we decided to go with it, did a business plan, and kind of went on our merry way. Yeah.
Wow. So you've kind of combined the magic, the DJ, all around kind of entertainer.
Yeah, I've always been into the PA and the music too as a teenager. And then we started doing magic shows here, and then there'd always be the DJ on the one side with his gear, and then I'd have to set up my gear on the other side. And I decided maybe we could kind of combine some packages together and then just do both to simplify things. Mm-hmm. And of course, that side of the business has really taken off too. So lots of weddings, which is what keeps me going now, is the planning for even next year. You know, so also we've had to postpone a lot from this year, and so I spent a lot of time encouraging basically brides and grooms to more times better, and yeah, so it's lots of fun, so lots to work on still.
Oh my gosh. So how has, I don't have to ask you how COVID has impacted your business when, like I said, you're like me, a in person with large groups of people. How have you been making that shift in your business?
Well, just to switch on kind of a personal note, it was hard for me at first. I didn't realize the impact doing these events had on me until it stopped. So when it stopped, I started making a few crazy videos, right, which some people have seen. Thanks, Sandra.
I love
And, and after that, I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize, how many of my own needs I got met at going to all of these events, so after that happened, then, like I said, so much more wedding stuff now. And it's setting up for weddings it's awesome. So I'll give you an example. Say bride and groom, they're getting married at the Ramada. Typically, they give them the honeymoon suite, and so they stay up. And then, the bride is, they're always worried a little bit what's going on downstairs. So I go and I set up, and then a couple hours later, I phone her, and then she'll come down and see the beautiful lighting package that we did for her. We'll go around the room doing up lighting and these kind of New York style lighting packages. And I guess it's their face that makes it worthwhile, right? And when you see their faces light up, it's amazing. That everything from that to talking to the bride's father, he's nervous, just freaked out. What am I going I'm not good with speaking in front of people. And, I go over and give him a pep talk, it's going to be great. You're one of the most important days of your life. We're going to get through this. You just kind of pep talk them. And so it's awesome. My job is awesome. And I just didn't realize till this virus how actually important it was to me, or the kids, same thing. The magic shows, the kids. Magic shows are about the people, not the magician. So, yeah, it's watching kids dance and their faces light up, because I'm basically like just the conductor. So, they're the ones that basically do it all. So I'm just there to kind of organize them doing it, so to speak, right? So, yeah.
So what does that look like now for a kids magic show? How has that changed from when I used to see you at farmers market or any huge event in town?
Well, it's a little different now. It's still possible. I found out it's just as fun. I've started up back again. I just did one at the Columbus daycare. And, of course, the children have to sit a bit apart, right? And the staff, walk around with hand sanitizer bottles. But instead of them coming up and holding wands and stuff like that, basically what we do is we play music for them. And we get one on each side of me. And we get them dancing and shaking their booties, that kind of stuff, in order for anything to work, right? So it's different. But yeah, we just have to be a little more creative nowadays, Sandra. I think that's what it is. So, but you know what? I can tell you it works just as good. So yeah, it's awesome.
I was going to say, kids love magic, adults love magic. It doesn't matter. There's just as many adults standing around you with their mouths hanging open at the show.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think I have the best job in the world for sure. So I just go and watch people smile, whether it's a wedding, whether it's children, old folks' homes, same thing. They're kind of like, careful how I say this, almost when I perform for, in these old folks' homes, it's almost like they become children again, and yeah, their faces. I'll just tell you one little quick story. It's kind of funny. So there was a guy sitting in the aisle, and usually, I can't bring them up like I do with kids because a lot of them have some type of disability, so their mobility, they just, can't get around. And so I went to do this magic trick with this gentleman, and I didn't realize he didn't have a hand. And I guess he forgot too. So here I am. I told him, why don't you pull the string and watch what happens? He raised his, I guess, arm without the hand because he forgot that he didn't have a hand. And then he pulled it. And then I realized he didn't have a hand, and we both had a pretty good laugh, right? We were both pretty impressed, right? So, yeah.
That's real magic you're creating there, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so it's best job in the world, Sandra, and I get to work with people like you. So that's even better too at events.
Oh,
And Xandra, by the way, is awesome. She reminds me of Selena. I always play Bitty Bitty Boom Boom by Selena. Anything for Selena. And she dances and she has a great time on stage and a heck of an MC, by the way. Very inspiring listening to you. So
oh,
very
you honor
inspiring.
me. You honor me, Will. And I love this. It says, "Oh, I want to be at that daycare." So you even got adults out there that want to be in childcare now. Oh, did you do a magic show at Foothills Elementary?
Have I done one?
Yes.
Not recently. I haven't.
Okay. Well, if you
Not
did
recently.
somebody, whenever you did it, that it said my twin granddaughters loved it. So there you go. No matter how long ago it was, people still remember and connect with those memories of how you make them feel, right? I mean, that's so much of what you do is bring that wonder to people.
It is, and like I said, what the virus has taught me is what it does for me. Because I had no idea the needs I was getting met till it stopped, and I was like, whoa, this is, I'm looking in the mirror, what's going on? And then I realized, I'm not doing events. And so, yeah, so it's just, yeah, I missed it. Let's put it that way. So, but yeah, it's going to be awesome. Next year's already pretty fully booked as far as wedding wise. There's still room for shows and that kind of stuff too. And yeah, meetings pretty much every week with bridal people and that kind of thing. So lots of fun, Sandra.
Awesome. Awesome. So what do you do to stay fueled up besides just being awesome and doing magic? Like, what do you do to keep yourself energized when there's so many people that are struggling right now? What are you doing for yourself to take care of yourself?
Well, I try to go out a lot now. I go to parks all the time. I run into lots of people, meetings. So I always have an opportunity every week to meet with people I'm going to be working with. And instead of going to coffee shops now, let's go to Fort George, have a little picnic kind of thing. Um, I think I've been to all the parks around Prince George now. Just about every day I go. So, um, sit by the river too. For some reason, the river's calming for me. So I'll go and sit by those benches there and, all the different parks. And yeah, just try and stay positive, right? So, and, we're Prince George, we'll get through it. I mean, we're amazing people here. So, and, reaching out to people too, I think, Sandra. If you haven't reached out to somebody, you haven't heard from a friend in a little while, you kind of, hey, how you doing? And maybe send them a funny. I do little private videos, so you haven't seen, videos of mine on my page, but I do send kind of little funny private ones, to people to cheer them up, right? So that helps a lot too. And then I get my needs met too. So yeah.
And if you're wondering, we keep talking about these videos. I just don't want them to think that you're saying like flashing anybody. Well, you are kind of flashing your sparkle, is what I like to call it. But his videos are awesome because he does have huge access. If you see his home place, it looks like a nightclub because there's so many gay items in there. And you had to tell me, what do you do in your videos that you post? Tell us about them.
Doing the video post, right, Sandra?
Yeah, you posting your page. What's it? What are you doing? You're dressing up. You are doing karaoke. What are you doing? Why are you doing it?
I don't know. Like I said, my first, I kind of thought I was going crazy a little bit at first. It was only like a week or a couple of weeks in, and I'm like, what and I thought maybe somebody said something about you should do, some kind of a funny video and gave me an idea. I won't mention her name. There was kind of a puppet master going on. And so I said, well, okay, I'll give it a shot, right? And then, the next one, do another video, and so I danced around with my magic wands, because I'm great with my magic wands, so that's that's a great thing. So did one of those, and then started wearing afros and jumpsuits and trying to twerk. And I got to tell you, I've been told I need twerk lessons. So apparently not the best twerker in the world, Sandra.
Everybody's a critic, man. Everybody's a critic, you know?
Yeah, so yeah, so they're a lot of fun, and we could see your dance. I've seen you dance at Aboriginal Day in the park there. So Xandra's definitely a better dancer. So maybe she'll make some funny videos for us.
You know what? I'm like you, Will. The change that I've had to make too, because being a facilitator and MC, this is kind of my shift to being on stage as well. So I, really can appreciate the things that you miss.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I love your show. I mean, you're so positive. You're really good at being on camera. This is my first time, by the way, too. So I'm not used to this, the whole internet interview thing. So just kind of getting used to it. So yeah.
Well, my friend, you knocked it out of the park. You Usain bolted it, whatever you want to call it. You killed it.
Awesome.
So, how can people get a hold of you, first of all, if they want to book you for a magic show or talk to you about booking a wedding or an event? How can they get a hold of you?
Well, we have Art of Magic Services on Facebook, of course, so you can go on there. We have a website, artofmagic.ca, and then you can go to the different tabs and see everything from clowns, magicians, even puppet shows, actually. And yeah, something about sticking your hand up a fuzzy and making it talk that's appealing. Anyway, we're not going to go too deep into there. You've seen my videos, so. And then, there's the DJ service, and then also we mix bands and that kind of stuff too. So I really like mixing bands and working with musicians too. So it's a lot of fun. So normally Canada Days, we're booked normally in Houston and Fort St. James for both of their Canada Days. Of course, we're not this year, but yeah, so. But yeah, so you can reach me either at the website, Facebook, or phone number is easy, 250-562-4440. So it's pretty easy to get a hold of us. So
I'll make sure and I'll update all of your contact info in the recordings as well.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Any final words of wisdom for us about, to keep us energized or keep yourself energized?
Just remember, I think, none of us are alone in this. And, if you need to talk to somebody too or help in any way, reach out. There's people like Xandra here, right? That's really positive and inspires people. And go out, try to go into the parks at least, get sun, right? Just basically think positively, we will prevail and things will get better. So, yeah.
And if you need a little bit of joy, I make sure you friend Will, because I'm sure he would love to post his videos, because I'm telling you, they are awesome. And I really need you to get back to that, because that's a part of my fun, is that I'm not the only one. And I do get up and dance with you and listen to your awesome tunes. So,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's about
exactly.
creating energy, right? And that's what I love about you, because you always create energy into whatever group you go into.
That's awesome. Thank you, Xandra.
Thank you. And I encourage anybody who is in need of any technical sound system support, music, DJ service, entertainment, a little bit of magic in your life, because who doesn't need a little bit of magic in their life, my friends, right? I wasn't even prepared. I should have asked you to have some sleight of hand ready for us.
Well, next time, maybe if you invite me, I'll plan something for you.
How about we do that? I am going to invite you back, and that will be next, is to show us a little bit of more of your sparkle. So that, that right?
Yeah,
it'd be like, look deep into my eyes. Oh, wait a minute, that's a different show.
Or you did the blue steel look though. Oh my God, that looked different. Sorry, it looks much different on or in my mind anyway.
I love that. I love that. All right, everybody, we're going to dance it out. Give me some moves, Will. Show me what you got. Come on. Woo, woo, woo. All right, I know. He's there. He's going to save it for other people. But thank you so much, Will.
You're welcome.
Here. And I will be calling on you again soon, my friend.
Awesome. It was a real honor. Thank you, Xandra. You're awesome.
Thank you, Will. And of course, we are going to see you all back here next Monday at 12 p.m. And we are going to be talking to I'm just filled with amazing people in my life. I'm so blessed because it is my stellar friend, Elaine Weiss from Jar of Hearts Salads. And she delivers them to your house or to your workplace or wherever you are. And they are delicious and they are ready to go because in this time too of fast food, there's got to be fast, healthy food. And she's there for you. So, all right, everybody, we will see you next Monday at 12 p.m. Take care and have a fantastic week. And please keep working that muscle of ass kickery out there because you know it is like any other muscle. If you do not work it and focus on it, it will not grow. So go for it. Have a great week.